unplugged thrill of board games. No apps, no CGI. But the variety of games today is surprisingly modern. Even Candyland and Monopoly have had makeovers. The kids may learn strategy, but mostly playing games is pointless in the best possible way. Something you do as a family to laugh, curse, and pump your fist in triumph. So in this video, we are going to talk about top 10 best board games for kids. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. 10. Ticket to Ride First Journey. First Journey is the junior version of the widely beloved board game Ticket to Ride. Similar to the adult version, First Journey requires critical thinking and strategy, but this board is an updated map with simplified game rules to accommodate younger players. Players race to collect train cards, claim routes, and try to connect cities coast to coast before their fellow players do. The game ends when one player claims the golden ticket by completing 6 tickets. It's a game that encourages long-term planning and careful monitoring of your progress and the progress of those around you. Games last about 30 minutes, so it's the perfect alternative for younger crowds who love genuine strategy, but may not have the patience or understanding of a more advanced game of strategies like Cat and More Risk. 9. The Sneaky Snacky Squirrel Game. The Sneaky Snacky Squirrel is a delightful game where you aim to be the first to fill your log with acorns. There's no reading required, and kids picked up the gameplay very quickly. On your turn, spin the spinner and perform the task you land on. Either pick a specific colored acorn, pick any one acorn, pick any 2 acorns, steal an acorn, lose a turn, or the dreaded lose all your acorns. Players get to use the squirrel squeezers. Kids love these to move the acorns, which not only adds a special element of fun, but is also fantastic for developing their hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills. The Sneaky Snacky Squirrel includes an element of decision-making, as they often need to choose which acorn to pick, ideally when they don't already have on their log, and they learn good sportsmanship when they have to lose a turn, get an acorn stolen, or lose all their acorns. Truly a fantastic game, and one that they'll ask you to play over and over again. 8. Dobble. Dobble is a very quick-paced card game where you need to have a keen eye for absorbing the various symbols on the card in front of you and find the one symbol that matches a symbol on the card in your hand. In its most simple form of gameplay, though there are 5 different ways to play, you only need to find the match between the card placed in front of everyone and the card in your hand before yelling it out and placing your card from your hand onto the top of the pile. Getting rid of your entire hand first will make you the winner, as the game is very easy to understand. Explaining what you need to do to younger people is simple and easy. Adults can also find fun in looking for the right symbol, as the challenge is much trickier than you might think. 7. Mousetrap. Mousetrap is one of the classic and first mass-produced 3-dimensional board games. It was released in 1963. Although the gameplay has somewhat changed over the years, the game's basic premise has remained consistent. Sid Sackson redesigned the game in 1970. Additionally, the board was added with cheese pieces surrounding the mousetrap. Similarly, the new feature included players being able to maneuver opponents onto the trap space. The game's main objective is to trap all of the opponent's mice using the game's Rube Goldberg-style mousetrap. The mousetrap is also built upon the board during the game. The players will have to collect cheese-shaped tokens during the game. Then, if the player lands on the vacant trunk crank space, the tokens can be redeemed by players for a dice roll to move an opponent. The players roll the 6-sided dice turn by turn and move their mouse the number of spaces rolled. The player with the only mouse left in the game wins the game. 6. Rhino Hero. Players take turns carefully stacking L-shaped wall cards and flat roof cards to build a common tower. The roof cards have symbols that show players how to place the walls, and when to move the wooden Rhino superhero to the upper story, increasing the precarity as the card tower grows taller and taller. The game ends when a player successfully places all of their roof cards or makes the tower topple. Rhino Hero, which made the recommended list for the 2012 Kinderspiel des Jahres, is a favorite of Mayer's and one of the best-rated kids' games on Board Game Geek. It doesn't require much strategy beyond deft handling and a light touch, making it accessible for kids of different ages. The double-sided roof cards offer both easy and expert modes, with the latter requiring you to place the wall cards in more challenging, less stable configurations, and reviews on Amazon and Board Game Geek indicate that it's fun and challenging for older kids as well. An expanded version of this game, Rhino Hero, Super Battle, adds 3 new superheroes and villainous spider monkeys and is one of the best-rated kids games on Board Game Geek. 5. Dragon's Breath. In this award-winning game, 4 young dragons and 1 dragon dad try to get the most gems out of an ice column. In each round, the young dragons pick a gem color that they think will come out of the ice when the dad melts it. This is an imaginative form of entertainment that allows players to be either Mira, Fio, Luna, or Diego, the dragon children, that features a sparkling treasure and that has an objective of breathing fire, since that is what these interesting creatures are known for. Dragon's Breath is another great option for even very young players. 4. Trouble. The Trouble board game is a classic for the kids' board games. It was released in 1965, more than 57 years ago. Therefore, is a good chance that most of us have played this game growing up. The game has 30 to 45 minutes of playing time, making this perfect for the kids. Additionally, the game is very simple to play. The game has the Pop-O-Matic dice roller. The players do not need any prior knowledge to play this board game. Similarly, it is also quite easy to set up the game. Each player has their color markers or pawns. The players have to roll the dice using the Pop-O-Matic before choosing which pawn they want to move. Then, the player will move forward starting from the home base. Finally, the players will have to move their pawns based on the dice pop. The players have to make it around the board and to the finish line. If one player's pawn bumps into another, then it will have to start from the beginning again. The first pawn to reach the finish line will win the game. Simple yet, the game is a favorite of many. It is perfect for the kids, but it is also perfect for adults who love a fast-paced game. 3. Set Junior. Set Junior, the kids' version of the classic abstract card game, uses a double-sided board and cards with different combinations of color and symbols for beginner and more challenging play modes. On the beginner side, kids match cards to corresponding spots on the board, striving to create a set of 3 matched cards in a row. On the more challenging side, 10 cards are laid out on the game board and kids race to spot 3 card sets in which all cards have different attributes, for example, 1 red oval, 2 green squiggles, and 3 purple diamonds, or the same attributes, for example, 3 cards with 3 purple diamonds. Set Junior introduces fundamental card game skills including strategy, recalling rules, and quickly identifying patterns and combinations that can be applied to more advanced card and tile games, like Go Fish, Rummikub, or Poker. 2. My First Carcassonne. Another game that needs to be mentioned here is My First Carcassonne, which is an updated, made-for-all-ages version of the modern classic Carcassonne. The streets of Carcassonne are filled with kids who are trying to catch the animals set loose for the festival. This premise makes the city wild, alive, crazy, and active. During each turn, a player will place a tile down in order to build Carcassonne. When a player closes a street with 1 or more kids, this player gets to put pawns on the board, and the first player to place all of their pawns wins the game. 1. Sequence. Another strategic board game that is perfect for the kids is Sequence. This is also one of the classic board games that have stood the test of time. It is an abstract strategy board and card game first released in 1981. The game contains a board, 50 green marker chips, 50 blue marker chips, 35 red marker chips, and 104 sequence cards. A large group of players can play this board game. If only 2 players are playing, then only blue and green marker chips are used. In the case of more than 3 players, the card should be divided evenly into 2 or 3 teams. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.